Hi, welcome back to the Elite Automation YouTube channel. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subular button because we're going to be posting all kinds of videos to try to help you guys out on your controls engineering journey, electrical engineering, robot programming, all that good stuff. So today we're going to go over UDTs, which is a user-defined data type in Studio5000. They're a very useful tool to have within Allen Bradley. Whenever I started using them, it really just changed everything. It helps keep things more organized. You don't have to remember as much, and it's just overall a lot easier process to have those tools than to try to create a new user tag, or a new tag I should say, for every little bit that you want to use or every little data type that you want to use. So let's go ahead and jump into Studio5000 right now. So we have a blank screen here. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this user-defined data type right here, user-defined. And so it might be collapsed down to your assets right here. And so you'll just need to expand your assets. You may need to expand your data types here, and then it'll be in your user-defined. Now you'll right-click on that, and then it'll give you these options here. A lot of this stuff in this controller organizer is a right-click or has more functionality in the right-click. So that way you can add stuff or modify stuff. So what we want to do is a new data type. And notice you have the option to import right here. So if you've already created a data type from another project, let's say for instance you do a lot of squaring or something like that, you can just import those data types. Or if you deal a lot with vision systems and you have like a structure already created for vision systems, you can just import your data type for your vision system. So I'm going to just go ahead and create like a generic one of something that, you know, somebody may use. So we're just going to go with color. And we'll go with colors. And so for this example here, what you may want to utilize this for is, say for instance, it's a recipe. And you have a bunch of stuff that you're wanting to store into a recipe, and then you're wanting to extract that information whenever you go to actually run your code or as you're switching through recipes. So we'll just create some colors here. And these colors here, we're just going to go through and we're going to create all these as booleans. So you give it your name here, whatever you want that name to be, and then your data type that you want it to be. So we'll go through and create a few of these. And let's just say, for instance, we have maybe cars that are these different colors right here. And I'm going to actually do one other thing that'll be a little bit, not necessarily interesting, but I'm going to show you that you can do mixed data types and kind of how those work out. Let's just go with... And then let's just throw in one that says... Now this is not necessarily how I would structure this. Because generally, if I was going to do something with the recipe, I would do it on a hierarchy. I wouldn't do it within this recipe per se. But I just want to give a quick example of how you may utilize this thing. And then so this one we're going to create it as a dent. So and the main thing that I'm trying to do here in this example is showing you how you can have the mixed data types. How you have booleans right here, and then you have a double integer right here. And you can put strings in here. You can do all kinds of stuff. I've done that in the past. For maybe like having maybe a part name or part number, and maybe it's associated with an external device, and maybe that external device, like a vision system, may store its recipe names or its program names in a string value. And so that way, instead of having to bring it in and convert it, you might be able to examine that string value directly with this UDT. Okay, so then we're going to come in here and we're going to create a line of ladder logic. And I just basically want to go, oh actually we have one other step before we go into ladder logic. So go into your controller tags, because just because you created a UDT, you did not create a tag using that UDT. And basically what I mean by that is, let's go ahead and call this tag color, but then for the data type, it's going to be that UDT data type. So colors was what we named that other data type, or that's what we named our UDT. We named our UDT colors. And then our tag just happens to be called color. Now you can go in here and you can say, you know, car, and then we can come in here and we can give it that same data type as well and call it colors. And so now you could have multiple things, like say for example, if you had a car, truck, van, SUV, you could have all those different things, and they could all have this colors data type. So just so you know that those data types can be used more than just one time. And now I just want to go into the logic and show you how to utilize, wrong thing. Go into the logic real quick and show you how to utilize these. And this is where they're useful. It's when you go to utilize them. I mean, it's nice having it organized in the UDT the way it is, but this part right here is the kind of the cool part. So what you want to do is you start writing out your tag name. So the tag name is color, and then watch what happens here. You go dot, and notice how it automatically populated green. And so if you remember, like say for instance we want to go with yellow, you can just start typing in yellow and yellow will populate. The other option is you can come in here and you can select this, and you can see how you have the dot delimiter. So you have your tag, dot delimiter, and then you have your color, which was specified in our UDT. So let's just go with green. I'm not going to really do anything with this logic per se today. And we'll just CV this logic here, and then we'll come in here and do some change up these other colors. And just kind of show you guys how to go through and alright, that's good enough. And then this one here, we'll go ahead and switch this one to, let's go to equal to. And so we'll just say if recipe do like this, color. And probably what you would actually do in the real world, you would have another data type that you'd be comparing to, like maybe what you have a running recipe value to. Like I said, this example isn't really a good example. I probably wouldn't do this recipe number in this hierarchy like this. And let's just say for instance 5. So like now every time that your recipe this recipe value is a 5, it'll automatically notice select blue. And that's kind of just a quick little example of how to use that value, that dent value, within that UDT. So that's kind of all I got for this video. I just wanted to show you a quick way to use UDTs. You can kind of from there explore on like what application works for you. Like I said, these are just super generic. I just wanted to show you guys how to do the UDT. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. We can go further into this at some point in time, maybe show you some examples of where I've used UDTs in the past. But I just wanted to show people quickly how to actually apply the UDT, being able to call this out by the dot delimiter, and then whatever you want to name it. You know, it's super handy, super handy. Like I said, I've used it a lot with vision systems for dot trigger, dot flash, dot, you know, basically all these different things that we're going to do within the vision system. Maybe I do have a recipe number in there, and I say, you know, run this recipe number, do a flash, do a snap. And so, yeah. Hopefully this video is useful for you guys. Hopefully you got some value out of it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.